Hey guys!
Is that how I do my intro?
Yes, pretty much.
Hey guys. What else do I say?
Hey guys! I don't really listen because I haven't been in a lot of your things yet.
True.
Because usually I'm playing Fortnite or I'm doing a little bit of chores.
True. True that.
Okay, bye!
Bye! Doing a lot of chores. He doesn't have very many chores at all. How many chores do you do a day, Jax? One. Did you hear that? He's like, I'm normally doing chores. One or two chores. Right. All right. Hey, everybody. Say hi when you hop on. I want to know who I'm talking to tonight. I am going to take it back to the beginning. Back to the beginning where it all started, because I realized that a lot of you have been on this journey with me, and you have you've watched the whole thing unfold. You know the reasons why I joined LimeLife. You know everything that was happening before LimeLife, and a lot of you maybe missed the beginning, or you're like, this is just what you know. Or maybe you've just seen my journey progress on the makeup end, but you don't know the reasons why I even found it. And so tonight I decided to bring it back to the beginning and share my story of why I joined LimeLife, and really it's just that year for me, what that year was in my life. Holy moly. Digging this peach tea, y'all. So let me take it back. It has been a year and a half ago. I joined LimeLife in June of 2018. Yes, June 2018. So honestly, I'm going to start from the beginning. So I have to back it up even prior to LimeLife. I have to do it. And I hope you guys stay tuned. If you're watching the replay, I hope that you continue to watch this to the end, because I have some crazy exciting stuff to share at the end that I'm like so beyond excited, but I don't feel like I can share where I'm going until I share with you guys where I've been with this. So cliche, right? So cliche right there. So let's just talk about 2018 in general, okay? That year started, some people know this, some people don't, but that year started with me having to have 2 surgeries on my chest to remove a tumor. Turns out it was one of those really weird, tiny percentage, rare tumors. Thankfully, it came back benign, but because it came back what it was, they had to go back in, they had to remove more, blah, 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 okay? So the reason that's important to share is that all happened in January of 2018, and at that moment, I started thinking in my mind, man, I wish there was a way I could be making money when I had to be out, because honestly, my job was amazing. I was helping as a pre-K teacher at that time. They were great. They gave me all the time I needed, but I was out of work for like a month because of that. And so my gears started turning of how can I still kind of be helping, it was just James and I at the time, but even though I'm down and out, what can I do? So while the gears were turning there, we also started that year going, hey, let's try to get pregnant this year. Things, y'all who know my story, that's probably comical for you for a moment. So our brains were totally focused on growing our family. We had no idea what was about to come. So that passed, right? We got past the surgeries, and I kind of let that thought go. It was like, you know what, never mind, we're good. I'm back to work, full swing of it. At the same time, though, I had been desperately searching for a foundation that I could use without reacting to. So those of you who don't know, I have crazy sensitive skin. And when I say reacting, I don't mean like acne breakouts or dry patches. I mean hives that would turn into these giant scabs. By the way, fun fact, one of the only medications that the dermatologist would give me, this is when I was in high school that I've even had these, to help those reactions, turn them green. So picture being someone who, growing up in high school, being a girl, having to deal with off and on green on your face. Not good, right? So I have crazy sensitive skin. So I was desperately searching for a foundation. At the time, I could only use Neutrogena's Healthy Skin Liquid Foundation. It didn't match my skin. My skin was so red that it shone through all the time, but I was like, I'm thankful for what I got, right? So in my desperate search, which I would go through those searches probably like once every 2 years, like maybe there's a new product. Maybe there's another one I could try. I reacted so many times, y'all. So through then, I found LimeLife, and I found a lot of people saying that they could use the foundation even with their sensitive skin. I kept finding it on YouTube, and I thought, well, why not give it a try? I've tried everything under the sun. Why not give this product a try? And so I think it was probably the end of April or beginning of May that I finally purchased the foundation. And y'all was instantly in love. Y'all know I talk about the foundation all the time. Instantly in love, though. It matched my skin perfectly. It covered up all my redness, and it did not make me react. My theory is because it's wax-based and professional grade, you have to use less, and it doesn't sink into your pores. It sits on top of your skin. What? Okay, so that was my first exposure, if you will, to LimeLife by Alcone. Other than that, I had no clue what it was. I just knew that I found some gal named Jenny Evans on YouTube, and that's who I got my foundation through. I thought she was cool. She had bright red hair. I was like, cool, I like her. That's how I got it. So then May hits. And in May, I was like, May was a crazy month. In May, I started having seizures. They don't know if I had another concussion and it caused the seizures. They don't know if I had a seizure and that's why I fell. They don't know.
Yep.
You weren't even here. Get out of here. Go. So I personally believe it's concussion related, and I think that they're just going to end up going away, but I'll share more about that in another video. So that started out of the blue, caught us completely off guard, but because of that, I had to stop working. It sucked. Let me just call it what it was. It absolutely 1000% sucked. So I can hear Jackson in the other room echoing. He's copycatting me. Anyway, completely stunk. I was like, what am I doing? I kept thinking, I'm going to go back to work. I'm going to go back to work. This is going to go away. And finally it was like I had to hit this hard realization that that wasn't going to happen. At least not for a long time. And so had to really deal with that. I was just at home. James was at work. And let me tell you, like, the depression level was knocking on the door. I didn't open the door, but boy, it was knocking. And so I had told James about LimeLife before. I had told him, you know, hey, he knew I was excited about the foundation. Hey, Allie, hey, girl, because I was talking about it all the time. And then I had told him, oh, it's actually something you can do, like you can sell. And I kind of rolled my eyes when I told him that. So he brilliantly comes up randomly, probably about 4 weeks into having the seizures of not working, and says, hey, what about that makeup thing? Why don't you do something like that? Why don't you just get the kit and see what happens? Honestly, I think he knew I needed something to do. I needed something to put my focus on and my energy on, since it felt like my entire world just paused. And I am forever grateful for him having that type of insight, because it's exactly what I needed. So I joined LimeLife. The kit's $169, and I thought, okay, well, it comes with a lot of makeup. I can try the makeup. Since I can use the foundation, I was hopeful that I could use, you know, a lot of the other products like the blushes and the lipsticks and the mascara. But then the other half of it comes with full-size skincare products. And in complete honesty, I thought, there's no way I'll react to this like I do every other skincare line, every other moisturizer I've ever tried. I'll react to it. And what I'll do is I'll just give it to my mom or give it to my sisters like I always do. This is fine. So I went into it completely expecting to react to everything and not be able to do anything except for maybe get a discount on this foundation that I absolutely loved. That was, honest to goodness, the reason I joined. It was that mixed with James recognizing that I needed something else to be doing. So I wasn't sitting at home, sitting in. My world got turned upside down by this random illness thing that has just paused everything for me. So I get the kit and I'm like, okay, I'm going to try the makeup. Okay, I'm going to try the skincare. To this day, y'all, I have not reacted to a single LimeLife product. When I say I was the biggest skeptic and I was the biggest one shocked by it, it's absolutely true. I was. And those who have known me my whole life, they absolutely were surprised by it as well, because they've seen me react. They've seen my skin issues. So at that point, this excitement grew in me of like, I have to share this. I have to share these products. If I can use them, maybe there's someone else that has bad skin. Maybe there's someone else that skin reacts and hurts all the time. Can I help you?
I'm going to go clean my bed. It might be noisy.
No, it won't.
Good.
Thank you. Just shut your door, Bubba. Okay? Sorry. Yep, then you're done. I swear. His dad's upstairs, and yeah, he's still down here. So I got all this excitement, and I'm like, I need to share this. I need to share. Maybe there's someone else who doesn't have to suffer with this horrible skin anymore. And through this process of sharing these products, I realized that I actually could sell them because I believed in them. I realized that this company that I joined, I absolutely love. They have a heart of missions. They have a heart of helping people. And on top of that, I realized my skin was changing for the better. And then I realized that my life was changing for the better. And then it was like this positivity kept coming back into my life. And honestly, I can say this with no hesitation, with no doubt in my mind, that God totally plopped LimeLife in my lap. I was expecting to get the products. I was not expecting to be able to use them, except for the foundation. I wasn't expecting to be able to actually bring in an income on it. And I absolutely was not expecting to get the relationships that I did. I think that, especially in the beginning, the community that LimeLife brought to me, the women that surrounded me then, the team that I was placed on then, were absolutely a godsend. And in a time when I felt the most confused and, really just kind of isolated and alone, it was like the door opened up to this other family that I could have that was separate from this world of seizures and separate from this world of now I can't contribute to my family and now I don't have anything to do. Like, where's my worth? Where's my value? And I know that my value comes from Jesus. I know that. But when you go through something that absolutely shocks you and absolutely knocks you completely off your course, all of a sudden you realize how much of your own value you put in what you could do. And you put in what you could produce. And you put in what income you could bring home. And I think that's the way that God really used this, was to help strip those labels away from me, that my value was not caught up in a job. I don't know if that makes sense. That was a free little tidbit there. So that's why I started, and that's why I continued for that first bit, because I realized I could actually sell it. It could bring an income, and I loved it. I loved sharing it. The crazy part about it then, and for those of you who don't know, that same summer we ended up getting Jackson. And as soon as we got him for our summer visit, which we had to fight for, we realized things were off. It was red flag, red flag, red flag. I was absolutely blessed to not be working during that time, because I got to be home with him, spending every ounce of every day with him, building this relationship, building this trust, and seeing that things were not okay, seeing that he wasn't being taken care of. And so because of that, we prayed and we prayed, and we knew we had to go after custody, which you guys know. But a lot of what people don't know, and I don't share this part, and I need to, is that during that time, LimeLife was bringing in extra income that helped pay the monthly lawyer bill. We ended up having to get 2 separate lawyers through the whole fight, one in Tennessee, one in Colorado. And we had amazing support around us. Our church was absolutely incredible, y'all. We could not do it without them. But that extra bit of income that LimeLife was bringing in, I had no idea at the time, when God put it in my hands, that He knew what it was going to need to produce down the road. I had no idea. And every step of that journey, it was like what I needed it to be, it could be. If I was willing to work for it, if I was willing to keep focusing on it, it could produce what I needed it to produce financially. And then on top of that, emotionally, with all the ups and downs, with all the craziness that was last year, 2019, it also produced this zone where I could just be with this little family of women, and I could have support, and I could have encouragement, and I could have this little world that I could go to and say, y'all, I need help. I need prayer. I need healthy distraction. I need something. I need something that's for me while the rest of the world is going crazy in our lives. And it, hands down, I think, more than the financial gain, more than the difference it's made in my skin, the difference it's made in my confidence with the makeup, I think the most valuable thing that LimeLife has brought to me was being that consistent support and that consistent community through times that it was like, I'm going to try not to get emotional, but I don't know if you guys have ever been through something where you absolutely want to reach out to the people close to you and around you, but they know what's going on and it's just hard. And so having this little safe, amazing group of women that weren't in it with me, but were still there with me, I could lean on them, I could escape to them, I still do, and that's what makes me emotional. So that is probably the most value that LimeLife has brought into my life, is just this this group of women that have literally changed my life. They've literally changed my life. I don't know how else to put it. So, moving on, because I'm excited. I don't want to get all emotional. I'm just excited. It really got me through crazy, difficult times last year. And what God has taught me through it and shown me through it already is I will carry with me for the rest of my life. I could stop LimeLife tomorrow cold turkey, and I would still have all of this value and all of these revelations that God has walked me through. So since joining LimeLife, it has helped financially with custody battles. It has helped financially, sometimes made the difference between, $20 in the account or $200 in the account. It's made the difference between, can we make it this stretch of time before we get paid again? Oh, yes, we can. My LimeLife money's here. We can go get groceries. I'm just being honest. It has made it the difference sometimes between, oh, yeah, we can have an awesome Christmas this year. And we're blessed. My husband works extremely hard. He's got an amazing boss. But it's like we don't have to absolutely stress because LimeLife makes a difference there. And it also has given me this opportunity to explore something that has turned into a passion that I had no idea. I was just telling my sister on the phone earlier. She was talking to me while I was pacing in circles, laughing, giggling, so excited I was like squealing. But I said to her, I was like, Kelsey, like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, even less than that, did you ever think that I would be going into this year with this full vision of pursuing makeup artistry? Would anybody who's ever known me think, oh, there's Kirby, in a couple years, she'll be doing makeup? Like, I can't even imagine that this would be my life right now, but I love it, and you can't fake what you love. You can't fake what you're passionate about. And I love the way that God just intertwines it there, because since joining LimeLife, I've gotten to do parties with like preteens and teenagers, and I have gotten to just speak worth into them. I've gotten to show them like how to use makeup to highlight your features, not hide your features. There's such a misconception with makeup. There's such a misconception of it being shallow, and I had that before. Really, it was jealousy because I couldn't do it. So, LimeLife has brought so much to my life and to my family's life. And James was actually one of the first ones in the very beginning to call out the biggest change. He said, at a time when everything feels like it's stopped and halted, I actually feel like you are being you again. And it was because I got to do LimeLife. It's because I got to stay home. It's because I got to become a homemaker. It's because I got to become a mom. And I'm not saying LimeLife is the reason I got to do those things, but it's one of the ways that God used, it's one of the things God used to keep me down that path where I could get to that focus and get to that passion. And anyone who knows me knows that just wanting to be a mom and a homemaker has been my passion. If I was still doing the 9-to-5 grind, because that's what you do and it's amazing, I wouldn't have gotten to do this focus. I wouldn't have gotten to spend that time with Jackson. I wouldn't have the relationship with him now that I do. It's incredible. So I'm so thankful for LimeLife, if you can't tell. And I'm so excited because here's why. I have been praying and praying and praying about pursuing more when it comes to makeup artistry and learning more, getting more practice on others. I want to take it further. I want to do workshops where I can teach other people how to do makeup, because I remember, if you guys have been on this journey with me, my Try It Tuesdays did not start out as how can I make this 3-dimensional spider on my face. It started out as let's do a Try It Tuesday and figure out how to do a winged eyeliner. Let's do a Try It Tuesday and figure out how to do contour. I'd never done contour. I never tried a concealer before. I didn't really know what you were supposed to use it for. I had no clue. So I want to help people who are in the same spot with me, because I think it's so much fun, and I have learned so much along the way, and the do's and the don'ts that I can help people avoid. Trust me, I've tried them. So I'm actually about to pursue a further degree of makeup artistry, and LimeLife just announced that they are doing they're partnering with the makeup show, which is huge. Google it, okay? And what they're doing is 2 days after that event, they're coming in with some makeup artists who are part of LimeLife and some that aren't, and they're doing workshops and they're doing trainings. They're doing some for beginners. They're doing some for intermediate. They're doing some for people who want to pursue makeup artistry. And y'all, I will share more about that, and I will share more about why I want to pursue that and what my vision and my passion is with it. It might surprise you a little bit. Or if you want to get on my emailing list, I'm so excited I can even talk. Let me know, because I am sharing lots of details in that. Lots of details. Here's the other thing. I have to stop keeping it in. I know I'm pretty spunky, right? I'm pretty spunky. I'm pretty emotional. You're like, what do you keep in? But honestly, I keep in factors of how LimeLife has helped financially. I keep in factors of wanting to pursue makeup artistry, because there's some part of me that feels like I'll be judged for it, or there's some part of me that feels like people will think it's shallow, just like I used to. And I have to stop. So 2020, I'm going to stop that. I'm going to share with you guys every step of the journey, and I'm going to share with you guys how LimeLife has changed my life, and now how it can actually have the opportunity to change my family's life. So instead of being something we needed to survive, that God put in our life, financially, emotionally, that's what he did with LimeLife. Now I believe that God has kept it in our life to be a way that we can really start living and thriving and going after the things like that we want, like growing our family, eventually getting a home. So, I love LimeLife. I told you guys I joined for $169 and thought, this is not going to work. We'll see if I can use the makeup. I know I won't be able to use skincare, blah, blah, blah. I was so skeptical about it. I was like, I'm not going to sell anything. I love it now. Last year I sold $10,000 worth. Personal sales. It was like amazing. I was the one with my mind blown the most. Right now we have a thing where you can join if you're curious about it. If anything I've shared about my journey relates to you at all, I'm not saying LimeLife is it for you. I'm not saying that. I believe it can be. I believe it can be for a lot of people. I don't want you to have a moment where life forces you to pause to say yes to something that could be really good for you, though. Whether it's LimeLife or not, please hear that. Don't wait until life knocks you down to where then you have to say yes to things. Say yes to the things that are in front of you now that are pulling that little heartstring that go, man, I relate to that. Man, I want that. Man, I see that. Whether it's something I've said or something totally different. But right now they actually have a thing. If there is any part of this has pulled on your heartstrings, or financially you're like, I need it. They have where you can be a beauty guide for a month. You can join for $42. I spent more than that at Target the other day. $42 though. I can explain everything that comes in that kit. But it is where you get to test it out, jump in, get your feet wet, see what it's like to be a beauty guide, see what it's like, the LimeLife culture. Don't take it from me. You're just hearing my side of it. And then at the end of the month, if you decide it's not for you, no worries. But let me tell you, I don't think that's going to happen. I think you're going to be like me, where you're like, why would I do that? God bless my husband for seeing what I needed in that moment. Forever thankful for that. So that's my story, y'all. It was super speedy talk, and I probably missed so many details, and I skipped over some stuff because I didn't want to get emotional, and I felt it coming. It's very easy for me to get emotional, but I just wanted to share, with some people who are new to my network, like, share my story, that I have the sensitive skin, that I had the health issues that really kind of knocked me down and made me pause, and that's the only reason I even looked at LimeLife. I wish I had looked at it sooner. I wish that in January, when I was first thinking for something for extra income, or when I had first found the foundation, that I would have just said, you know what, why not? I'm going to jump in and I'm going to try this. Because at that point, I could have had some stuff built up to where the seizures knocking me down would not have affected me as hard as they did. I wish, right? Don't let that happen. I get it if it does. That's what happened with me. But if any part of you is like, that's really interesting, just reach out. I would love to share more with you. I'm also, like I said, I'm going to be sharing every part of the journey next. What other network marketing company that has a history in professional makeup, that's the Alcone of LimeLife by Alcone, will say, hey, we recognize that there's professional makeup artists, and we recognize that there's people that want to pursue that more, and we're going to do what we can to empower them and train them. That's LimeLife for you. I'm so excited. I can't wait to share more. Okay, I better hop off before I just give everything away and then I just start squealing. I'm not going to do it. I squealed enough on the phone with my sister. But y'all, seriously, send me a message. Leave me a comment. Let me know what part of my story sticks out to you, if any. If not, that's fine. We're all different. We all have different stories. That's why I love LimeLife. There's not one single person on my team that is exactly the same. And the biggest thing they tell you, if you're going to do something like this, you have to do it as you. There's tools, there's training, there's techniques. But the second you don't do it as you won't do well. LimeLife doesn't need another me doing Crazy Trike Tuesdays. They need a you. That's what they say all the time. That's what sucked me in. After I joined, I was like, this culture is amazing. And I had no idea then that a year later, I would be in Denver meeting the CEOs and these top corporate people and just falling in love with them even more because they're so genuine and they're so true and they so care. I'm going to get emotional again. I'm hopping off here. I love you guys. What day is it? It's Thursday. I love you guys so much. Stay tuned tomorrow because I'm going to have better hair tomorrow. Get my hair done. I love you guys. Let me know if you have any comments, any questions. I love to hear from you guys. Have a beautiful night. And remember, no matter what you do, no matter what you produce, you have a worth that nobody else carries, and it's strong. Don't let anybody, including yourself, tell you otherwise. All right? Y'all have a good night. Bye.